Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Entrepreneur Showcase Series brought to you by Patranya Media LLC and Parkway Media Partners. I'm your host, Patranya Poonswan, and today our guests are the women behind Catalyst Mastermind Collaborative. We have Sonia Petkewich with us. She is a leadership wellness expert, and also we have Lisa Chastain, a financial wellness expert. Thank you so much for being here in studio with us today.
Yeah.
So great to see you guys. You're doing amazing things in the community, and I really want to help get the word out about this special program that's coming up, a year-long program that's going to help so many people in this community. So I'm so excited to talk about this. But Catalyst Mastermind Collaborative, this is such an exciting venture that you all helped started during the pandemic. Yeah. So for people who don't know what this is, Sonia, I'm going to let you take the lead on this. Tell us about what this collaborative is all about and why you started it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I became a business owner late in life and really wanted to surround myself with other business leaders. And the mastermind philosophy is something I really latch onto with Napoleon Hill, 1 + 1 is 3. And just having somewhere to go in order to talk with other business owners about what I was dealing with, what I was navigating. I was buying a business. I was starting that business, getting it off the ground. There's people issues, marketing issues, finance issues, and I didn't have all the answers. So it was really supportive to be in a group like that. During pandemic, I just saw an opportunity to be of service to other small businesses and actually started it for free for a group of people, really so we had a support system to navigate through PPP, idle, depression, anxiety, stress, businesses closing. And then in January of that following year, it really became a business and has really taken off ever since.
And it seemed to be kind of almost serendipity for that to kind of come together, especially during that time when so many people needed those resources, right?
Yeah, I just think we were all swimming in fear, anxiety, the unknown of COVID, the unknown of what was going to happen to our businesses. And as a business owner, you're already shouldering so much stress. You already a lot of times don't really have anywhere to go for support. You don't know who to talk to, and you certainly don't want to let people know that you don't know. And so having that place where you can talk freely and openly and say, I'm really struggling with this. How do I get through it? What are some new ideas? What are ways that I could maybe do the things differently, or just, be upset about something, celebrate something, whatever it is. Just having other business owners, it's kind of like having a board of directors that really have your back. They tell you where your blind spots are. They help you navigate, and really just bringing ideas because they've weathered all the storms, right? Yeah. And they can just share, here's something I did, here's something I tried, and you can choose to do it in your business or not, but know that you have a group of people that's going to hold you accountable and, really cheer you on through the process.
And I love that it's about collaboration, right? It's about collaborating with other experts in maybe other fields in order to kind of help each other in a way. And that's where I think Lisa was able to really step in and be part of this, because I know you both have known each other for a while, but you were able to work with your expertise, bringing it in, especially because money is such a big factor in this. Yes, you may have the idea, you may have the people and the team and everything, but you do need the money to make things happen. Absolutely. And Lisa, so tell me about your background and how you were able to bring that into this piece of this venture that Sonia helped start it.
Where do I start?
Yeah. So much, right?
It's so much.
Yeah.
Well, I started, my first career was in higher education, took a break from that to raise my son, and had a meltdown really as a stay-at-home mom, and I had to figure out what I wanted to do for my career and for what was next in my life. I didn't have business experience. I came from higher education, but I knew leaving my first career that I wanted to work for myself moving forward. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that looked like. So through a series of conversations, I found myself into the financial advising world. I got my financial licenses, and I started working in a high net worth firm, learning about the world of money. And it took a few years of a lot of failure, honestly, a lot of financial failure and a lot of tough conversations to say this isn't a fit for me. This isn't working. I'm not getting the clientele that I need to be getting. Right. I've got to shift gears. And I found a coach who was at that time a money coach helping financial advisors. I didn't even know money coaching existed. Even as a financial advisor, I had never heard the term money coach. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thing? You can coach people and help people, and I don't have to be a financial advisor. And I said, game on. So in 2017, I opened my company.
Wow.
And through hard knocks, I learned how to be a business owner, and working with Sonia. And in one capacity, we learned a lot from each other. And I just champion Sonia and the work that she does in the community. And as a money coach, starting to work with people and their personal finances, I had a lot of clients that were coming to me who were also business owners who didn't have their personal financial lives together.
Yeah.
And what we know happens in business is whatever's going on in the personal life is bleeding into the business, and vice versa. Yeah. So I started doing business coaching and business financial coaching alongside the personal financial coaching. So when Sonia and I kept having conversations about what do our business owners really need, what is the community talking about, we had a lot of Catalyst Mastermind participants asking for financial support, and that's how we started to really come together with these 2 different programs that we're launching this year.
And that's what's amazing about this, is because you are seeing the need that's out there, and this is really kind of came out with that. And you've gone through those hard knocks, individually together, like how do we make this happen? So this particular program that's starting in March is called Catalyst Mastermind Incubator.
Yes.
And what's really exciting about this is because it's open to people who want to come join this, but you said it's not just people who are already been in business or starting. This is for everybody. So tell us about the idea behind this, and what are you hoping to accomplish here, Sonia?
Yeah, our mastermind group with Catalyst really supports business owners that have a few years under their belt. They're already going anywhere from $500,000 to $5 million in revenue. They've got some scars, they've got some wounds, they've got some successes. Yeah. And what we found is guests were coming in, there was some of those people who are stuck. They have a full-time job, and then they started a business. 42% of businesses started in pandemic or women-owned or minority-owned, and it's a side hustle. And so they're kind of stuck between, do I quit my full-time job? Can I really make this a real thing? I don't really know how to hire people. I don't know how to scale. I don't know how to get marketing. I'm doing it all. I don't understand my money.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't understand my money is a big thing that comes up. And really, where Lisa comes in is just her ability to help people just, dispel all the myths about having to know everything about your money. What do you do with it? How do you leverage it? How do you make it work for you as a business owner? I think a lot of people kind of keep that as a distance, and maybe they have a bookkeeper or a CFO, and they just sort of trust that it's happening, but they don't have any strategy on how to have that transcend into their personal life. And we don't all have businesses just to make money. We want to have lives and legacy and, balance, all of those things. And so really we came together and found that some of these businesses aren't quite a fit yet for the mastermind group because they're the revenue isn't there, their confidence isn't there. So can we help them on the ground floor for a year, really go deep on their why, go deep on their operational and leadership excellence, and layer in that money component so that they can scale, they can double revenue, they can triple revenue, whatever it is, in order to build the company that they want to build. Get rid of the 9-to-5, get rid of all the imposter syndrome conversations going on, and really support them in a very niche, specialized group.
Yeah.
So this is for a whole year, right? So talk to us, Lisa, just a little bit about how this will actually work. The kind of commitment, because small businesses, we're just overwhelmed. We're working 24/7. How do we make it work so that this becomes an effective tool for them?
Wow, I see it in a few different ways, making a big impact. One is that mastermind component, that they can hear that they're not alone. And whatever it is that they're trying to figure out, they don't have to figure it out alone, which a lot of people do. The second thing is I think that we provide the opportunity for them to have skin in the game, for them to make an investment and realize as a business owner, you're going to be investing in yourself and your business for the duration of your time as a business owner. Right. So let's start by asking you to invest in time and in money to get the coaching that you need to be a part of a mastermind group. And so the key components of this group is that we'll meet together once a month. We will teach and also do, I think you call them 360s, right, in Catalyst, where it's like there's a teaching component. We want you to learn about marketing. We want you to learn about business finance. We want you to learn about time management, because that's a big one for new business owners. Yeah. How do I manage and how do I balance being a mom and a business owner? And how do I balance even a 9-to-5 and a business and a family, or any of that? How do I pay myself as a new business owner?
Yeah.
And have conversations about that. And then they get one-on-one coaching to make it more personal.
So once a month they actually have a one-on-one, right, with an
coach.
expert as well and a coach. Yeah.
Correct. And it takes it at a pace, I think, that some new business owners need, where it's not full on, let's go, but it's like once a month, let's really concentrate our effort together and come back together one-on-one and make sure that you're moving in a way that you want to be moving in this first year, because it can feel really chaotic, or second year or third year. In those first years, it can be chaotic. We want to bring that down, help them ground, and focus on what's really important now.
And Sonia, are you targeting people in all kinds of industries? Can all people from all different walks of life, different things that they're doing, can come together and learn from each other and be able to kind of take things away from this?
Absolutely. I think the beauty of it is so many unique businesses started over pandemic or have been here in Las Vegas. I mean, we have such an interesting community of business owners, right? I met a woman who owned a dog Reiki therapy company, someone during pandemic who opened up a pop-up movie theater where you could just drop it in your front yard and be 6 feet apart. And those people, it's not quite their full-time job yet, right? It was just an idea that they had to supplement income. And so, we want a diverse book of business as far as the different kinds of businesses, the sizes, the number of people, what they service, because at the core, it's finances, it's marketing, it's how you feel about yourself, it's your why. All of those things do transcend businesses.
They do.
Yeah. And it's just, this is men, women, all ages, any part of any stage of their career, right?
100%.
And so when you, conduct these classes, do you customize it for each person? How does it work in terms of, it's like, okay, if I come in, I'm going to devote my time, invest my time. What's the best advice for people thinking about doing this? What do you want them kind of prepare and get themselves ready?
I think that it's not I have a coach that calls it a done to you program. You don't show up and take all the information like you might a college class and then take the test and all of a sudden you're certified to run a business. This is perfect for someone who wants to roll their sleeves up and not only benefit from the program, but also be a contribution to the other participants. That's the value of the mastermind, so that you want to learn, and that's the kind of coach I am anyway, someone who's really ready to take action.
Yeah.
Not just learn how to run a business, but let's get into working and growing your business, simultaneously learning about business and getting real, open, honest feedback. Yeah. And that's not always easy.
Because there's work, right? It's not just showing up for this group or your monthly. You have actually assignments for people to do in between to make sure that they are, really thinking about what they're doing here.
Yeah, I think what sets Lisa and I apart, and a lot of times the people that I coach with kind of give me a hard time for this, but I'm not an approvability coach, and neither is Lisa. Like, if you're looking for a gold star, as one of our people like to call it, and just be told, yay, you're doing it. Like, we're going to cheer you on. We're going to celebrate your successes. But initially, I think we're going to dig in really deep on, like, what is your business? Where are you going? Where do you see yourself in 12 months? And then let's figure out how we can help you get there and then hold you accountable to do it. And what's beautiful in the mastermind format is it's not just Lisa and I, though you'll have access to us. It's all the other business owners that may be at varying stages, or maybe they worked for an entrepreneur. They have that experience to give you those ideas. And then when something comes up, you're like, hey, a couple months ago you said this. Are you still doing it? How is this in alignment with what you said? And that accountability as a CEO doesn't always happen, especially in a small business. You don't really have anyone holding you accountable, anyone you can really talk to about it, because a lot of that we keep so close to our vest. We don't want people to think we're failing. We don't want to fail. And so we have this whole thing going on in our heads, and being in that environment, you're going to come in, you're going to share with us where you're at. We're going to walk you through how to do that. And then we're going to start building. And really, if you need to, the way you need to go is more marketing focus and scaling in that way, or you need to find a warehouse or supply chain. Like, everyone's where they're at. We're going to meet them where they're at and help them get to where they want to go.
Right.
Any personal stories coming? I mean, you guys have both trained and coached so many different people. Talk to me about one success story of how maybe someone who worked with you and maybe they didn't think they could do anything there, but they got into that situation like a mastermind like this, and they were able to see something and be able to kind of work something into something that they've never imagined.
Gosh, I'll just, oh my.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys both have.
Share
me that story.
Go ahead. You lead the way on that one.
Well, I think, we have a business owner that we work with that, like a lot of us, always says, I don't know my numbers. I don't know my numbers. And so that's just an avoidance kind of tactic. Like if you
numbers in terms of how much they're making, how much they're bringing in, or
they're robbing Peter to pay Paul, they're behind. And
so they're just doing the work and not really sure what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah. And they have big dreams. And I think what's nice is, after talking with this gentleman after his session with Lisa was, like, he was so connected to his family and what he wants to do. And now I do see when he's making choices, it's like, hey, is this really in alignment with what I really want to do with my family? My business can help me do that.
Right.
But not just for himself, but for the employees that he has. Like, how is he providing a vehicle for those individuals to buy their first home, to pay off debt, to have a family? Like, the power of owning a business, like, does that for yourself, but also for the people that you support in your business or community.
Yeah.
And so watching this particular gentleman just get confidence and being really held his feet to the fire in the mastermind group, like, wait a minute, like, we talked about this a year ago, or we talked about it 6 months ago. This last meeting that we had this month, everyone was just talking about his energy, his confidence, where he's standing in his own truth and belief, and why is 180 from where he was a year ago. And that's so powerful. And money can be crippling to some people. I grew up on food stamps and welfare, so I have all these stories and issues about money, and so how I treat money, how I, hoard it in my business, how I don't invest it properly, like having someone else to be like, why, and here's another way. I mean, Lisa's so magical at doing that. And I don't think a lot of business owners have someone in their corner that's telling them. Get a 401k, invest here, invest here, but that's not the end all be all.
Yeah, money can be, and actually tends to be, a very mechanical conversation for people who know or work with bookkeepers or CFOs or whoever working in the numbers all day long. I make it a very personal conversation. Let's connect the personal to the mechanical. And that's when the magic happens, financially and otherwise. I think something about the mastermind environment that resonates with me is come see and be seen. That we care so deeply, not just about your performance and your P&L, but we really want you to thrive. And we're pushing, not pushing, but we're in with collaboration with the right people, with bringing in continued experts. It's not just me and Sonia. We're saying, okay, who are the other experts that we trust to come and make this a well-rounded conversation and a holistic conversation about the health of a business owner, which is why you're a wellness professional, why I'm a wellness professional, that we want to live our best lives.
Yeah. I mean, that feedback is so critical. And as you were mentioning about money, that's a big part of starting a business, running a business, right? Investing. And so I think, and this is kind of really perfect to go along with this incubator program. You're starting something that kind of goes along with it called the Creating Your Cash Flow series, right? So talk to us about that, because this is something new for the Mastermind program as well.
Yes, I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for this. It's one thing to know how to make money. It's another to really fully understand what your financials of your business really mean. And I've met business owners that are new, and I've met business owners who were in business for 30 years who truly don't understand how the finances of their business works. And on the same side, they don't know how it all integrates into their personal finances. So we created this series out of a conversation of what if we could concentrate, because the mastermind doesn't focus on finance. I'm always in people's numbers. I'm like nosy and like want to know. So that's what I do. But what if we could create a series for business owners to come together and do the work, not just take an abundance and prosperity class, but for 4 distinct weekends or 2-day events. Let's lean into what it looks like to be healthy financially across the board in your life. And so the cash flow series is going to, I don't assume that just because someone owns a business, they know what they're doing financially. So we're going to start with the foundational tools of money mindset. We're going to talk about how your money's working at home, what your money personality is, how does that transcend to your partnerships in business and at home. Your kids all have their own money personalities. How are you making decisions together? And then we'll have a couple of weekends focused on, let's make sure you understand the fundamentals of business finance. And there's a lot to think about there, right? There's taxes, which people are always thinking about taxes. But
especially right now.
Do you know how to read your own P&L? And if given the opportunity, could you explain what's going on in your income statement line by line? And truthfully, a lot of business owners can't.
Yeah.
They can't. They rely on other people
Right.
to do that work for them, and that holds them back.
Yeah.
So financial literacy, business financial literacy is a big part of this cash flow story. And then Sonia and I just got a brand new tool.
Yes,
Oh.
I'm so excited about
You want to
this
share?
tool.
You wanna
Yeah,
talk
share
about the
some.
tool?
Yeah, I think we met a gentleman through my coaching network who created this tool called Cash Flow Story. And where I think that's going to be super powerful is I think because people keep finances at distance and don't dig into it, they don't even understand the little tiny tweaks that you can
Little
make
tweaks.
that will change your whole business. If you were to increase profitability here, but reduce a little bit of overhead here. And again, I think a lot of times those are emotional conversations for people, which is okay, and I get that, but they need to be business decisions and conversations and why and how and tying those things together. So it's like, well, I'm not really taking away from the business if I reduce it here. I'm actually adding to the business, and profit is meant to put back into your business. And if you want to grow, how can you do that? How can you offer more professional development, add another seat? How can you create efficiencies, add another line of business, another market? If you just tweak things such a little, like this tool just takes it in increments of tiny percentages and go, oh, if we just were to increase our margin here but reduce shipping here, it adds $90,000 to the bottom line.
Right.
Like how easy, but I think people keep that as at a distance and don't really think about that or want to get into it, but they need someone to show them in a tool format. Wow, I think I do that.
Right.
I think I can add that here.
Right. So we have this brand new tool that we're going to use once we build the foundation. It would be ideal that someone goes through the whole series with us, so they, but they can plug in at one class if it makes sense for them. Like, no, I want to learn this. But my goal by the end of this series is that they are on a very firm foundation in knowledge, and they understand things that they could be doing for next year even, so that if they want to sell the business, they know how they can start on that path, but that they really know their own finances, because the truth is in business, people get taken advantage of all the time because they don't.
Yeah.
And we hear story after story after story of that. So I want all of our business owners to be the leaders of their financial lives across the board.
No, that's so exciting. So just to clarify for people, because I know you have the Catalyst Mastermind Incubator, that's starting in March. Registration is underway, right?
Yes.
People can register now. With the Creating Your Cash Flow series, can people do both at the same time? How does this work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it suits anyone who's interested in really being a part of those different conversations can sit in both classes.
Okay. And are these virtual, in person, combination?
They are in person,
Yeah.
and the beauty of the incubator that we didn't touch on is for the mastermind, it's people take a whole day off and they really work on their business for a day. And when you're in the incubator phase, you might have other obligations where taking a day off is not really something you do, whether you're tied to a full-time job or something else. So we
Right.
created that in the evenings for a shorter period of time so that people could choose into it. And we're, again, meeting people where they're at. So I think that's really great. And then layering in the cash flow story would just be a more powerful tool. And then we are also making the mastermind group available to anyone in either of those classes. Whenever we have a speaker or you just want to meet other business owners who've been on the journey, you'll have direct access to attend those at no extra cost. And so I think that's a huge value, just connecting with other business owners.
And I was going to say, this is such a great networking opportunity for so many people coming from different industries and kind of learning together, right? And getting feedback from each other, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we ultimately, I think a lot of us end up doing business with each other.
Yes, we do.
Referring each other. It's like a close-knit group that really support. People want to see you be successful.
I was just going to say that I think that one thing that may distinguish our group from others is that there is a healthy collaboration, and if there is competition, it's only from a place of love.
Yeah.
And something that separates Sonia and I as coaches also, not only do we have our own business acumen and our own experiences, but we've both been through coaching programs where we have done the work on ourselves, and that we know how to ask powerful questions of ourselves and be in the question for others. And so I'm a neurolinguistic practitioner, which is another piece of coaching that a lot of people might be successful in business, but they don't know how to coach people. Yeah. And that's where Sonia and I think also distinguish ourselves in the community.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
so
a lot
exciting.
of business owners, too, think they're worried about being judged.
Yeah.
And criticized for bad choices, because we've all been there. Maybe we didn't pay ourselves the right way. Maybe we invested wrong, and that's okay.
Yeah.
This is the place that you can come and be okay with that, because we've all been there. This is when we say judgment free, I may not make a lot of the same decisions that the businesses in our groups make, and that's fine. I don't have any judgment on it. If it's in alignment with what you say you want to go on the path that you're on, I'm there to support you in doing that. If it's not in alignment with that, I'm there to hold you accountable to that too.
That's right.
Well, it's, people will learn a lot from this for sure. But I just kind of want to end this conversation with just like a tip from each of you. You both are amazing coaches. People are listening and watching right now. What's kind of one nugget for 2023 that each of you can provide to people? Either they're thinking of starting a business, in business already. What can they take away from each of you right now? Just let me a little tease to kind of get into this program.
Sonia's not going to be surprised that I say this. Be willing to be seen and be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. The magic is in the authenticity and the vulnerability. And as business owners, that's really scary. And that's where our power is. So if you're a business owner and you're watching this and you're craving connection, you're craving that next level, you're not the kind of person that needs to know everything, because the truth is none of us can know everything. That be willing to get vulnerable with yourself and have the courage to get vulnerable with others. And I think that will take your business and your life to a whole nother level.
All right. And this is what this is all about, right? This program, right?
Yeah.
How about you, Sonia?
I think for me, the one thing that I've always committed to is taking one thing on each year that helps me get better as a business owner. I choose into something different. NLP will be for me this year. Leadership Las Vegas was last year. SBA program was the year before. If I'm not growing, I feel like, a tree. If it's not growing, it's dying. So I really feel that. But also as a business leader, if you're not pushing the envelope, if you're not learning new things, how can you expect your business around you to do that? So be a leader in that. Like, take yourself on for 12 months. It's nothing, just to see it'll pay dividends back, whether it's financially or just in your mental health and wellness. It really will be a game changer for you. And I think business owners should commit to one thing that they're going to learn and grow each year. And this is a great opportunity.
It is.
Right. Great advice and just a great conversation. Thank you so much, Sonia Petkewich, leadership wellness expert, and Lisa Chastain, financial wellness expert, the women behind Catalyst Mastermind Collaborative. The incubator program is starting soon. Sonia, where can they go to sign up, find more information, and register?
You made it really easy. The website is just catalyst.vegas.
Catalyst.vegas. All right. Lisa, Sonia, thank you so much for joining us today, and best of luck on this program and also on your cash flow series as well. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. And we'll see you next time on the Entrepreneur Showcase Series.